Good morning, everyone. Hi. Welcome. If you're watching this on the replay, please type replay. Good morning, good morning. If you're new, please type new. We're going to talk today about burning fat. The reason that anybody ever goes on a diet is, of course, to burn fat. I don't care what kind of diet it is. It doesn't matter if you're following the paleo, the Atkins, the Mediterranean, all of those diets. The reason anybody ever goes on a diet is to burn fat. That's like the whole goal. And if you're following mainstream media, you'll know that people are talking a lot about the ketogenic diet. The paleo diet's been very popular. For the last probably 20 years, the Mediterranean diet's been pretty popular. And one of the things that the Mediterranean diet and the keto diet both have in common is they're high in healthy fats. The paleo diet is more about whatever you can kill or pick or whatever. It actually allows a little more sugar in your diet than I kind of agree with sometimes. I'm more of a keto fan as far as diets go, but I try not to let people do diets. I try to help them figure out how to change their lifestyle to be beneficial. So if you've ever tried to burn fat, if you've ever tried to lose weight, a lot of times what you'll do is you'll get all excited, you'll clean out your cupboards, you'll throw away all the bad foods, and then you go on this strict regimen and you might lose 10 pounds in a week. And you're like, woo, I lost 10 pounds. Well, unfortunately, what you probably lost was water. And then you get into what they call a weight loss stall. And your stall is while your body is waiting to figure out how to start burning that fat. So you're not really actually utilizing your own body fat for energy. And in this period between dumping that water weight, it's like the honeymoon phase, right? You're all excited, you lost 10 pounds, things are going great, and then everything just stops. And then you get hungry and you start having cravings, and you might get a little grumpy or maybe a little hangry, and then eventually you just cave and you stop doing your diet because you cannot get to where you were going. So we're going to talk about that. So that water weight is, of course, inflammation that your body is losing. And a lot of people do like extreme exercise, which is not something that is sustainable long term. And they do diets that are not sustainable because they do a low fat, low carb diet. I mean, low carb's been around for a long time, but the factor, the key, the one thing that everybody's missing in their low carb diet is they're missing the fat. They're not adding the fat in. So they're hungry. They're not being successful because their body is not getting what it needs in order to function properly. So I put in the comments of this that most women, an average woman diets for 17 years out of her life. Do you feel like you've done that already? Like you've spent 17 years dieting and you're only like 32? Give me a thumbs up or a 1 in the comments if you feel like you've already dieted for those 17 years out of your life and you feel like you haven't gotten anywhere. Because I know a lot of people that feel that way and they're still struggling because they're not getting into the fat burning, the reduction of fat phase in their diet, because they're not living a lifestyle, they're not changing their life to be more suitable for a healthy body. And the main reason for that is misinformation. There's tons of misinformation out there. There are so many people that are following the old adage of if you eat less fat, your body will have less fat. That is absolutely misinformation. It's wrong. Everybody in the whole world was following that. Well, not the world, in the United States was following that for years and years and years because they thought that fat was the source of cardiovascular disease. But what we're finding out now is the lack of fat is what causes disease. So your body needs fat. It needs cholesterol to function. You can't make hormones. Your brain can't work. Your brain can't think. Your cells, all of your cell walls are made out of cholesterol. So if you're having hormone issues, if you're having cellular issues, if you're having memory issues or the inability to focus, then it could very well be that your body doesn't have enough of the right kinds of fats. And against what mainstream media has been saying for the last 50 or 60 years, fats are actually good for you, but you have to use the right kinds. You can't use, like deep fried foods and things like that, because those fats are not good for you. Hey, Timberly, thank you very much. I saw you too, Stacy. Nice to see you on here. So if you felt like you've dieted for 17 years already out of your life, and you feel like you're going to be double the normal average, let's talk about that. So what makes your body store fat, first of all, is insulin. Insulin has two jobs. Two. If you know what your insulin is actually supposed to do, put a 2 in the comments. If you don't know what your insulin's supposed to do, I'm going to tell you. So, insulin has two jobs. Its number one job is to put sugar from your diet into the cells to make energy for your body. This is actually supposed to be something that your body does on an emergency. When you need energy and you don't have it, your body craves something, you eat something, you get those carbohydrates in, and then your body uses sugar for energy. Your body's actually designed to run on fat for fuel, which is why your body is so efficient at storing fuel. So when the cavemen were running around, way back when cavemen ran around, and they were chasing down their food or hunting and gathering their food, they a lot of times utilized fat for energy because they didn't have access to carbohydrates. They ate nuts and berries and foods that were very low in carbs and high in fiber, so the net carbohydrate content was low, but they ate a lot of meat and fat, and they didn't waste any part of anything that they caught. They ate it all. So they ate the beef tallow, they ate they probably didn't have beef, but you know what I mean. You know where I'm going with that. So if you keep your insulin levels low, then your body is more efficient in utilizing the sugar that you eat, because you should also keep your sugar low. So the only way to get your insulin down is to cut sugar, cut carbs, get those down. And the lower you can get your carbs and sugar, the less insulin your body will make and the less fat your body will store. So insulin has two jobs. One is to utilize sugar, and the other one is to store sugar as fat, or store anything as fat when it's in your body. And it's, hope you're still there. Okay, I got a phone call. But utilizing what you eat to store it for fat for later time. So when we in modern America eat, we never go without food for very long. So we end up with excess calories, excess carbohydrates, excess sugar, excess fat. And most of the time we end up with fat and sugar in our system at the same time. Picture a donut. A donut is like the nemesis of anybody who's ever tried to lose weight. They're yummy, they taste fabulous, they make you feel amazing when you're eating them. And then after that you feel crappy, right? So you get the sugar, you get the fried fats, and you get the carbohydrates all at once. The only thing your body can do with all of that is just store it as fat. It just goes right to fat. So if you want to stop that process and you want to burn fat, or you want to use your body fat for energy and get rid of that stored body fat that you have, the only way to do that is to get your insulin low. Very, very low as you can get it. Very, very, very low. So that's the trick, that's the secret, and that's the problem that most people have, because they can't get there. They can't do that because, first of all, you have to burn off the sugar that you have in your blood. You have to burn it off. You have to burn off the stored sugar that your body is holding on to for energy. And then you have to switch from utilizing that sugar to utilize. That period is very difficult to go through. And apparently I need to answer my phone, so I'm going to end this really quickly. Getting from a sugar burner to a fat burner is hard, and I can help you make it easy. You just have to ask me how. So since I'm getting a phone call like 3 times now, I need to go. But if you want to join my group, just go above into my header on my webpage, on my Facebook page, and click join the group. There's a link there to join the group, or look up Keto Lifestyle for busy people and join the group there. Or just send me a message and I'll be happy to send you the link. I must go. See you soon.